Is the Deity D4 Duo the best overall microphone for video creation? Let's find out. So I've actually owned a lot of different microphones. I've owned 2 different Rode Video Micros, a Rode Video Mic Pro Plus, a Sony ECM 670 shotgun mic, the older brother to the microphone that I'm currently recording with, the Deity D3 Pro, and now the only microphone I own is the new Deity D4 Duo, which again, I'm actually using to record this very video. Seriously, this is the only microphone that I own for video production, and I truly do believe that this is the most well-rounded microphone that you could buy. Now, I understand that everyone has different needs when it comes to audio for video, but as someone who finds themselves as a solo operator in most situations and is usually hired for video work, specifically as a videographer, I really need to make sure that my audio setups are as simple as possible. I mentioned earlier that I used to own a Sony ECM 670 shotgun microphone, and it was an amazing microphone. It sounded great. It was an XLR, phantom-powered condenser shotgun microphone. But in order to use it, I needed to use a Zoom H4n, which is a very handy and compact recorder, but I always had to run dual system sound. Especially for setups like this, I don't want to spend too much time in post. I want to be able to make content as quickly as possible, whether it be for myself or for my clients. The Deity D4 Duo is a microphone that I find does solve a lot of the problems I've had while looking for the perfect microphone. It's lightweight, compact, and ultimately it's very versatile for a lot of the reasons that I'm going to get into. But ultimately, a lot of this is meaningless if it doesn't sound very good. So how about we take this microphone outside and see how it sounds? Okay, so I am using the Deity D4 Duo right now, and this is kind of what it sounds like outside in a less controlled environment. So I live in Oklahoma, where it's actually fairly windy, and so this is also a little bit of a wind test. So my favorite feature about this microphone, which also happens to be the headline feature, is the dual capsule microphone design. So basically, there is 2 microphones. There's one on the front and there's one on the back, and that's really useful for if you are vlogging in a situation kind of like this. You only really need the front microphone, but if I were to like turn this around and get the audio from someone behind me, I could very easily do that. And so I'll kind of show you what I mean right here. Hey Google, what's the wind speed?
In Shawnee right now, there's a 10-mile-per-hour wind blowing from the north.
So I guess that means it's not terribly windy, but you know, gives you a better idea of what it kind of sounds like. Okay, so I am going to take this to a noisier location. I'm thinking somewhere downtown. And if we can just get some cars going by and stuff like that, and this microphone sounds good, then that's great. That's kind of what we're gonna test. So let's cut to that. Okay, so I just got out of my car and I'm here in downtown Shawnee. It's actually a lot quieter here than I thought it would be. There's not too many people out and about, and they're few and far enough between to where they're not really making a whole lot of noise. So I'm gonna try and find a place that has a lot more noise, and hopefully we can put this microphone to the test. Okay, so there's a truck that just went by me. Maybe you can hear some of that, but maybe not. Man, it's just too quiet. That's such a good problem to have as a filmmaker. There's a huge factory right over here. Let me show you. It's just massive, massive granary. Should be getting a little bit of noise from that, but probably not too much. So yeah, let's just keep on keeping on. Okay, so I think I pretty much got what I need for this test. I'm gonna run across this road here. Lots of noise, lots of stuff. Hopefully this still sounds good. I'm gonna watch it as soon as I get back. So something I've been thinking a lot about is whether you even need an onboard camera microphone. Onboard camera mics are usually used for scratch audio for when you're shooting B-roll, or reference audio for when you're using dual system sound. They're not really used for primary audio, which is why I don't really think you need a large onboard camera microphone. Because why travel with something big if you're not even going to use the audio from it? Onboard camera microphones are really useful if you are vlogging, and especially in this case because you can record the person behind the camera as well as the person in front of the camera. But generally speaking, if you're doing any kind of TV or film production, you're gonna wanna use a boom when possible. And in instances where you might not be able to use a boom, you're gonna wanna use a wire mic. So why do I think this microphone in particular is so well-rounded? Well, because you can easily boom it and keep it plugged into the camera. Because this microphone has a 3.5mm audio port, you can easily just plug it into your camera and have it set up in setups like this, where I just have the microphone on the desk and I have it straight plugged into the camera. This means that I don't have to do any syncing in post, and it sounds really good. Okay, so I just went ahead and moved my camera because I wanted to demonstrate this cool feature that you can do with this microphone that I think is a little bit overlooked. At the moment, I have both the front and rear microphones turned on, and you should be hearing me a little bit more from the, if I can see on the screen, you should be able to hear me more from the right channel right now because my mouth is closer to the rear-facing microphone. You should be able to hear me more in the left ear right now. It should be just a tad bit louder because the front microphone, which is the one that you're hearing more of right now, is 10 decibels louder than the rear microphone. And then if I come back to center, you should be able to hear both microphones about equally. This is how we as humans experience sound. Obviously, we have two ears and we're hearing things from the left ear more than the right ear, depending on where the sound source is coming from. So this is a really cool thing that you can do for films, is panning your audio or just recording in stereo like this. Something to think about. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the microphone back to mono mode. And you now are only hearing me from the front microphone. Now, this is very much a first impressions video. I really just wanted to talk about why I'm excited about this microphone and how I intend on using it. Now, if you wanna buy this microphone, the link is in the description. If you purchase through the link, I get a small kickback, which would be much appreciated. But until next time, let me know if you plan on using this microphone and what you think about it in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one.